got that nerd rage. Nerd rage. I got that nerd rage. Nerd rage.
Hello, Nerd Herders! We are back. Episode 93. The leaked episode. Dun, dun, dun!
Holy shit, that was good. That was awesome.
As usual, I am David Dragon, of course, joined by the darkest of the fairest, Miss Foxy Foxy.
Hi.
And as always, we're joined by...
Chris by Torres.
the Silent Ninja. Silent, but deadly.
Ew.
Ooh. Anyway, Miss Foxy, care to explain the leaked episode as usual?
Yes, it has nothing to do with diapers,
Nothing.
despite us being parents. So tonight, this episode, we are going to be discussing, both seriously and humorously, of course, the fact that lately leaks seem to be all the rage within pop culture. Movies are tending to leak early due to hackers. We get the every now and then leak from San Diego Comic-Con of movie trailers, but as of most recently, television show leaks by either hackers or cable networks, believe it or not. So we're going to be discussing the rights, the wrongs, the hows, the whys, and who is to blame. I actually have a whole thing of who to blame.
Who to blame?
Who to blame?
Shame thee.
Yes. Shame, shame, shame.
So, welcome everybody back for a whole, another episode, and anybody new watching tonight, we welcome you as well.
Yes.
Let me know if Sir Duncan hops
Yes,
on.
I will.
At some
I have
point.
to shill the show at the moment. If I'm a little bit distracted, I apologize. I'm setting up a tablet
Yeah.
for my son's birthday, and I just had to clear the whole thing out because apparently it was my uncle's, and there was a whole lot of porn on there. I read all his emails. It was disgusting. Now, a lot of you people are probably like, oh, well, that's common if it's your uncle. Yes, we all get that. It's understandable. We all watch it. But what you guys don't understand is that I didn't use the data downloading that stuff. Maybe it was somebody else. Every month, the same thing.
Why would I watch that? I don't need to watch that
Exactly.
shit. Come on.
It's like, dude, we know. And the things that I read in his emails because he didn't know how to sign in or sign out is just awful.
Don't need any of that.
Yikes.
Anyway, as usual, first hour we go through the news before going to the main topic. We back it up all the way to the day after our previous episode, which was last Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And again, for our old listeners and new listeners alike, welcome back.
Yes. I'm sorry. I'm posting the show all over Facebook right now.
No problem. Well, that being said, we're going to jump right into the mix of things with news from Saturday. For you fans of the Glow wrestling show that turned out to be actually rather popular on Netflix, got great reviews and everything like that. I don't know. You're what?
There it is. Sorry.
I have good news for you. Glow has actually been picked up for a season 2 for 10 more episodes. There's obviously no release date yet. They just got re-signed and everything, but kudos to those behind Glow. Very well done. Very, very well done.
Oh! Oops! Doug's kids are watching with him.
Sorry! Hi, kids.
My bad. Oops. I should have read that before I read my uncle's porn stuff.
And we're still going to talk about it now that you know that they're there.
I am a horrible
You
role
thought we were going to
model.
be saying, like, okay, and stuff like that, right?
Yes, I love it. That's good. I'm not going to do the rest of the joke, Doug, I swear. I'm not going to do the rest of the joke. Oh, Jesus Christ. So, anyway, we're off to a great start
We
already.
are. This is
Maybe
fantastic.
you know what? Maybe I should have poured a glass of scotch for this.
You know what? Yeah.
I probably should have. It's too late now. I already cracked open my monster. Anyway,
Oh, my goodness.
in a funny report and everything like that, people have stopped talking to Game of Thrones actor Jerome Flynn, a.k.a. Bronn, since he shot Drogon.
Poor bro.
And the funny thing is, Bronn obviously has been a long-standing favorite amongst many people and many fans and everything like that. He went on to say, he goes, He went on to comment about it and everything like that after watching the episode himself. Because I was surprised when I was watching it. I spent weeks on that sequence, but when I was on the edge of my seat, the adrenaline was running. They really nailed it. Although, since the day the battle aired, I've been a little unpopular, I have to say. My postman won't speak to me because I shot the dragon.
Poor Braun. I love that character so much.
I really do. I really, really, really do too. But yeah, it's pretty funny how people like get so engrossed into characters, and it's not just this show, but it's just like, oh my god,
I know.
it's so
Just
good.
get so invested.
You really do. In a follow-up, moving on to money news. In a follow-up to what we had mentioned last week about Disney relatively soon pulling their content from Netflix, they have not completely abandoned Netflix and everything like that. They actually are in talks, and they are in active discussions with Disney to keep Marvel and Star Wars films past the 2019 pull date. Because remember, that was actually something we had mentioned.
How that would affect a lot of the Marvel properties.
If that was going to affect that,
Yeah.
because Disney's saying pulling their material, it's like, did it mean and we had questions, did it mean everything since they own Marvel and all that stuff?
Absolutely.
But apparently, all the people behind Disney's representatives behind Disney said was, we're not going to leave Netflix out in the cold like that. So
Okay.
they're gonna work something out
Okay, good.
past that date. In sad news, obviously, that occurred during the week, during Deadpool 2 production, the stunt woman for Domino tragically passed away in a motorcycle stunt that went wrong. I further read the article, and there was some even more saddening details along with this. One, since she was the stunt double for Domino, she obviously wasn't wearing a helmet because of the hair and everything like that. Apparently, the accident was so bad and she flipped so hard that people were watching it thought it was part of the stunt because the way she flipped off the bike and hit the glass and everything like that. And until they saw blood all over the glass, they were like, whoa. And apparently, she had been practicing this stunt all afternoon, all day, all afternoon until they actually went ahead and filmed it. Other than the factor of her death being obviously tragic, the saddest part of it is this was also her first stunt for a major film.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this was her first stunt ever done that was supposed to be done for a major motion picture.
This goes back to what we said last week about these women don't get honored for being stunt people.
Yeah, people don't get it's just
stunt doubles do not get the fucking
praise that they should, the credit they should, the awards that they should. Like this is it's really sad. And again, it being her first stunt that she was going to be doing for a major motion picture. Obviously, at that time, for a couple days, production did cease. Ryan Reynolds did put out a very, very classy and heartfelt tweet. That everybody, behind production and and everything like that. But he's like, no matter how we feel and everything like that, it's not going to replace the feelings of her family and those absolutely closest to her.
Oh,
We're not even gonna try to say we feel as bad as them. We offer them our deepest condolences and everything. After the investigation was done, and they went back to production, I believe about 2-3 days later, Ryan Reynolds actually had cast and crew and everybody around and led everybody in a prayer vigil in honor of the fallen stunt woman before they went back to production. So, it was sad. That's like a really, really, really sad situation, to say the least. Well, deepest condolences, obviously, to family of that stunt woman. I mean, there's nothing more I can really say about that. That's actually really, really tragic. Pressing forward with Monday news. Marvel, of course, has their run going right now on Marvel Legacy. And amongst Marvel Legacy, we are going to see the return of one of its most, if not the most precocious superhero team of all time return in the form of the Power Pack. Power Pack is coming back in November during the Marvel Legacy run. Power Pack was actually relatively popular. Was had kind of one of those cult favorite comics.
It really was.
It really was, because it was so different. It was just a group of kids, and they were kids. They just happened to be, have powers, but they were kids. They were children. It was actually really cool. But so for those of you that like the Power Pack will be back in November. Moving down to Tuesday news. I'm going to save my what the fuck for the end of that Tuesday news because
That's fine.
It's hilarious.
Build it up.
I'm going to build it up. Build it up. For fans of the Munsters television series, as we know, they did do a colorized movie many years ago with the original cast. There was an attempted return with a movie in the early 2000s and everything like that. Well, NBC is planning a Munsters return of the actual series, and here are the details. Okay. NBC is planning on reviving The Munsters. According to Deadline, Jill Kargman and Seth Meyers are working on a modern take of the classic comedy, which will, this time, be situated in Brooklyn! That should be interesting. Previous attempt was made to bring the famous family into the 21st century. Mockingbird Lane was directed by Bryan Singer and starred Eddie Izzard, but it ended up as a Halloween special back in 2002. There's the thing right there. The most famous incarnation of the show first aired in the 1960s and starred Fred Gwynne as Herman Munster.
Oh.
Which, of course, was also the judge in My Cousin Vinny.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're working on that.
Yeah, our listener Margaret and I share the same exact feelings in that we're not sure how we feel about this.
It honestly depends on casting, depends on look, and it's...
I mean,
it's tough.
It's
tough. I mean, Addams Family was met with a lot of shaky ground, and they did it with Raul Julia, and it was wonderful.
No, it was, yes, but that's the thing. They did it with the movies, and it did go over well. The casting was awesome. You're talking about rebooting an entire series and modernizing it, and it just I mean, I was never I wasn't as big a Munsters fan as Addams Family.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
anytime they've tried to redo something with Munsters, it hasn't.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I think they really should take from the Addams Family is you don't have to change the family.
Yeah.
The only element out of the family you can change, obviously, is his niece.
Yeah.
And I bring him, cell phones and Facebook and da-da-da-da, which that could create a fun, interesting dynamic.
Yes.
But in terms of the family themselves, do what the Addams Family did. Because the Addams Family, it was just a family. It had nothing to do with the time period around
Exactly,
them.
yeah.
So I think if the people behind it do this show without focusing the fact is, okay, they're in the modern age, they should be okay.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to focus on that. The Munsters were just the Munsters. It never had anything to do with what was going on around them in terms of anything else. Mm-hmm. So it's just the comedic social aspects of what they are. And I think if they go that route, it could be okay. Obviously, the other aspect is going to be casting. Mm-hmm. Casting is going to be the big thing.
You got to find an epic Herman, and you got to find an epic Grandpa.
Oh yeah,
those are the main two.
Because they were they were the comedy duo.
God,
they were the Abbott and Costello. They were the comedy duo of the whole thing.
They were so good.
They were hilarious together. All right, well, pressing on forward. For you gaming fans, as well as some of you Johnny Depp fans, Johnny Depp is set to produce a TV series based on the Secret World video game MMO. Now, for those of you that have never heard of the Secret World, I have some details.
How? It's secret.
Yeah, give yourself a bazinga.
That was good. Come on now.
Bazinga!
There you go. Anyway. Now, what the Secret World is, it will center on a team of undercover agents and the shadowy war between secret societies, the Illuminati, Dragon, and the Templar. Central to the plot is their battle against the supernatural in an adventure that spans across the world and incorporates the realms of ancient myths and legends, as well as today's conspiracy theories and headline news. Sounds interesting, and if Johnny Depp is, producing, I'm intrigued. I want to hear more details. Definitely for sure. Definitely for sure. There's no other news other than that. Right now, no release dates, no castings, no nothing, just that.
So the rest of it's still a secret. How are you privy to know such things? Are you a mind reader?
Wow, okay. Anyway, I'm going to move on now. Is there any rum in that Coke?
I wish.
Why is the rum gone? We see that worked right into
it. It really did.
It worked right in. Okay, well, for you Power Rangers fans and everything like that want to live out your fantasy, or you cosplayers that really want to have some authentic props for your cosplay, have I got some news for you. Okay, you can suit up with Bandai's new